Welcome back to Shark Tank. I'm here with Mr. Wonderful and Mark Cuban somewhere around here. And what do we do on this show?
A lot of stuff. Very nice, very evil stuff.
All right, well, buy a company and then I'll make $1 million, I think.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Smart Tank Revolution, where we always kick out at 2. I am your solo host, back in business once again. Joey, you don't need to know the rest of it, but I'm always part of the best of it. So, anyways, as part of my Power Playback series, which is becoming a phenomenon of epic proportions as in my own mind, I am deciding to record another. This is Power Playback Part 3. And I have just watched In Your House 2, and the match that I am choosing to highlight is the Intercontinental Championship match between Ain't I Great, Double J, J-E, double F, J-A, double R, E, double T, Jarrett, I think I spelled it right. Donnie, correct me if I'm wrong. Versus, you guys already know who my favorite in-ring performer of all time is. Mr. WrestleMania himself, old HBK, Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. Yes, for the reasons that y'all love Bret Hart so much, I love this man twice as much. And I will say this, yes, Bret is a textbook technician, but in my mind, he has never achieved the hierarchy or the level of excellence. Yeah, you see what I did there? Of Shawn Michaels. And this match was no different. Match was from 1995. That is the year. It took place at In Your House. It took place in Nashville, Tennessee. Probably under a tin roof somewhere. And it was Jeff Jarrett with the roadie, the D-O-double-G, future-wise, helping him. And it was him versus Shawn Michaels. I will say this. It was the most beautiful looking Intercontinental belt of all time. I love the white strap. I love the old school Intercontinental title. It's a shame that the new Aztec design, primarily influenced by Lucha Underground, isn't anywhere near as good. But beggars can't be choosers. And this night, if you were alive, and even if you're rewatching it in 2025, you're not a beggar. This was a great match. This is a really good match. Jarrett came in as the defending champion, obviously the heel. Shawn Michaels still coming into his own. He had a couple Intercontinental title reigns under his belt, so to speak, at this point. So it was nothing new for him. He was donning the black and gold with the little bit of the zebra motif. My favorite look for Shawn Michaels of all time, by the way. The white and the gold with the zebra is my all-time favorite Shawn Michaels look. It's what I epitomize him in my mind as wearing. This match was awesome, honestly. It was high octane. It was really well choreographed. Really good psychology. The roadie on the outside causing the interference, making sure that things were going the way of Jeff Jarrett. Great stuff. I don't know if it was Dave or Earl Hebner. They didn't say, but they both looked the same. So well done up to the point of the ref bump, which, like my illustrious colleague, Mr. Donnie Wonderful, always says, that WWE refs are China dolls. I mean, they can't all go the way of Aubrey Edwards, right? Aubrey is just a phenomenon. She's a beast in the ring. And she is, my favorite ref of all time. Yeah, fight me. She's my favorite. When I am there, I bark up a storm. I mark out like crazy for Aubrey. Aubrey's great. I love Aubrey. Give Aubrey more. But anyways, we're talking about WWF. And this is a good match. This is a really good match. I have seen this before, so this isn't a case of a blight or a blank spot in my memory, but more of a revision back to a time that I love. And I really dug it. It was good. Jarrett is one of the best in-ring workers that I can remember. He's always been great. Even when he was in his TNA days and people used to complain that, he was overbooked by himself, of course. I think it was warranted because Jarrett is a great in-ring worker. And if you ever watch Ric Flair's quotation, unquotation last match, because you never know with old Rick, Jarrett was the best worker in that match, which included, what's his name? Charlotte's ex-husband. I can't remember his name. Andrade E. De Ilo, and obviously Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett and Ric Flair. But Jarrett is a phenomenon. He's in stalwart shape at his age in his 50s. He's a student of the game. He's a master promoter. He knows his stuff. But so does Shawn Michaels. For all you Bret Hart marks out there, you say that Bret was so much better than Shawn, and I have to ask, what product were you watching? Because Shawn is such a showman. There's a reason he's called Mr. WrestleMania. There's a reason why he's synonymous with the event of the same name. Shawn Michaels is one of the greatest of all time. As much as I love Triple H, he has never, ever replicated or achieved the success inside the squared circle that Shawn Michaels has. Yes, he's achieved it by booking. He's achieved it by character work. He's achieved it by just iconism. He's an iconic figure. Shawn Michaels is just an amazing master of his craft. And this was no different. This was an Intercontinental Championship match. It was really back and forth. It was great. Jerry Lawler copied Shawn Michaels' cockiness, jumping up and doing his signature taunt on the ring post, going for certain things. It really good. The one thing I will say about the next generation era, or the new generation, I think it's the new generation. One thing I will say is the matches were more believable. They were less a ballet, and they were more a street brawl. They were thrown together. They were dirty. They were flawed. They weren't as crisp and poised and so poetic the way they are with WWE today. And I like the crisp, poised, and poetic stuff, but there's something to be said for the downright and dirty, just flawed and really rugged style of the new generation. And a solid 3 count. The end was never in question, even if you were watching it live. The end was never in question. But Shawn Michaels really brought it, and so did Double J, and so did the Roadie. The Roadie, did his part. Everyone played their part, and it worked seamlessly. And this is why I'm enjoying this Power Playback series, and I'm enjoying the ability to look at things through a different kind of lens. But again, Shawn Michaels he just epitomizes what a professional wrestler is. Not a wrestler, not a UFC fighter, a professional wrestler. Next installment, I know Donnie has decided...